What is going on? I hope everyone is doing wonderful today. Welcome back. So today I wanted to do something that I've been like itching to do, but every time I look at it, I don't want to do it, but it's just time to do it. And that is repotting and kind of revision my Monstera deliciosa. I've had that one for, I think it was like right when I moved into this space, so anywhere between like a year and a half to 2 years now. And I got it probably when it was in like maybe an 8-inch size pot or so. So it was decently developed, but it's grown a lot and it looks and seems to be really happy. I don't have to do much for it in general, which is always like a plus when it comes to a plant, especially when it is big and beautiful. The reason why I want to do something and to kind of rejige it is when I originally repotted this plant maybe about a year ago, I kind of just repotted it because I thought I needed to, and I really just didn't understand the rhyme or reason, nor did I think I really set it up for success, and I want to set it up for success in a couple ways. One, the soil mixture, that was when I was doing my own soil mix, and the stuff that I used in the soil was not bad. It was coco coir, perlite, orchid bark, you know, things that like you can absolutely use as like a soil base. That soil mix is probably totally fine, but I wasn't really good with proportions, and I know a lot of it is just coco coir, and there's not very much perlite or orchid bark. So I want to just kind of refresh the soil, put in the mix that I've been using for pretty much the majority of my plants now at this point. And the other part of the rejige is the moss pole. I made this huge hunky dunk moss pole. I think it was the second one I ever made for that plant, and two things. One, it never needed to be that big, nor do I ever mist it, so like it's never moist. It kind of just is there existing. And two, when I mounted it up, I tied the stems to the pole. Most of the nodes weren't facing where they should have. Like the nodes weren't pressing against the moss pole, so it really did nothing, and it has not done nothing. Like in those regards. Now the plant, like I said, it's growing, it's super happy, it's loving life, so I'm very happy for it. But I want to try to get it to not so much sprawl out, but to climb more upwards, like give it something to kind of go up on and kind of mess with that there. As I was looking at the plant, I have like maybe 3 or 4 like really good like individual plants in there, like really nice stems. So I think I want to unpot it. I want to see if I can separate those pieces, and then I want to line them up on the pole and hopefully make it look cleaner. Now, I am also very hesitant because I feel like no matter who you are or what it is, when you repot and you restake and you like adjust things to go against like a moss pole for like future development, it always looks like dookie. Like it just looks awful, like not pretty in any way, shape, or form. And originally, like I was like, no, it's just me. But like, no, I see people repot their plants all the time and then like restake them, and it just looks bad. Which it's not that it's bad. It's just the plant has to adjust and grow. But I'm such a, I don't want to say a perfectionist because I'm not. But I also like things to look really good. And if it's out of my control, sometimes it irks me. So I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna try to not hate on it too much. But I have a feeling after I do it, I'm gonna really, really hate it, and I'm probably going to express how much I hate it. But then like 3 months later, I'll be like, oh, this was such a good idea. Like this eats, like I'm very happy. So you know how it goes. So with that being the case, I'm gonna go get the plant. I don't know where to repot this, to be quite honest. It has very long aerial roots, very long. I don't wanna break them. I honestly think the aerial roots are one of my favorite parts of like a bigger Monstera. I think they add so much character, they're fun, they're interesting. People question it if they're not really into plants. So I don't know, I think they're fun. So I don't wanna break those, but I don't know where else to do it. I'm gonna just do it behind me, and I think we're gonna be okay. But yeah, I'm kind of just winging this right now. Not that I don't have an idea, I've been wanting to do this, but I just don't feel like I have a really good execution. So we are just going for it at this point. I am gonna go grab the plant, we're gonna get it over here, we're gonna kind of look at it a little bit, and then we're gonna go in. Okay, maybe this won't be too bad. Like the aerial roots are aerial rooting. Sorry, that's not English. All right, so here it is. As you can see, it's everywhere. It's doing the most, it's taking over. I love it, I'm happy. It's crazy, it's cool. It needs something though. You can kind of see it has 1, 2, 3. I would consider 4 really good stems. There's this other little baby stem that's pushing out another leaf, but I'll probably just take it out. I'm gonna try to separate these 4 out from this repot and then readjust them to help them press more against the moss pole and hopefully give it a cleaner look, because that's kind of what I'm going for. Like for example, we have this long strand over here. This thing is being held on barely by some garden tape. So it just needs a little bit more support, and I feel like it's gonna look a lot prettier if I do so. With that being the case, I think I am going to go through and just start to cut off like all of these crazy strings that I have. I just kind of tied this up onto itself, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it just didn't really help it. It gave it support, but not in the way that I think I was expecting it to. So I do have a good feeling though that I'm gonna be able to kind of separate this pretty easily. My biggest worry is the aerial roots. I just don't want to accidentally snap anything, but you know, we'll see how it goes. I'm pretty sure I haven't watered this too recently, so I'm hoping it's dried out enough that I can kind of just get it out. I'm also curious to see how well it grew, because like I said, this one was such a low maintenance plant. I really didn't do much for it other than check up on it here and there. Nice. Now, I am gonna just put it back in this pot. It's definitely not like super root bound by any means, and I think after I separate it too, it won't be anything too crazy. So I'm just giving it a nice little massage, just trying to break up as much as I can. My other thing too that I haven't really decided on is I don't know if I want to use this moss pole again. There's a good amount of roots. They like grew like all the way through and through to the bottom. I don't want to rip them all up, but I might have to. All right, I got it off. There was some good roots in here, so I'm a little bummed about that, but it'll live. There's like this one root that's really big that's wedged. Yeah, it's definitely this one, I think. I just don't want to break it on accident. Were you the one? Yes, you were. You're the one that was holding us back. Okay. Nice. All right, that is the first. Well, I guess technically we got the 2 pieces there. We have this one, which is gorgeous. I love this one so much. And then this is the little runt one. I'm gonna think on it. We'll come back to it. And no aerial roots were harmed. Soil roots, absolutely decimated. No, I'm kidding, not decimated. Some tugs and pulls there. Ooh, ooh, yeah. Remove that out of the way. It's so cool to see like the own individual root systems for each individual plant. Oh my God, this is crazy. Yes, okay. We got our other one, which also looks so cool on its own. Man, this makes me kind of want to just have like, no, I'm putting them all together. I'm not gonna do individuals. These 2 should technically just kind of already be separated for the most part. Awesome, so we got this one, which is probably the star. Damn. Honestly, I could just pot this one back up and not care for the others. And then mount it against the side and have it standing in the way. Ooh, oh, dang, what do I do? All right, we're gonna mess with it. I'm gonna clean up, I'm gonna get my soil ready, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna plot. I'm also gonna figure out what I'm gonna mount those on, cause it needs some support, you know? Let's talk options, right? Now, these are the 3 that I think might work out. We have the OG one, which like I said, it's honky, it's big, it's pretty ugly, but it would work for sure for how heavy that plant is and how big it is. It would probably be like a good thing. So that's the one there. Now I have another one that's exact same height but just thinner, and I really like this, and I feel like it would not take away from the main plant as much. And I even considered about making another one and then extending it out and then just kind of having it exist that way. Which might happen, because making an extension of this wouldn't take me too long. I probably would just do it another time or off camera, I think. I don't know. But that's another option. And then I have this. I literally just lifted it up and watching it wiggle. I don't think this is gonna be enough for it, unfortunately. I think I'm gonna save this for some of my other ones, like my varicosum or something. So I don't know, I'm kind of stuck. I could do something like this. I'm just trying to see and imagine. This is really cute on its own, to be quite honest. Damn, okay. I like this a lot. And it's low enough in the pot. I think I might do the smaller one. I think I might do the smaller one and then just extend it later on. It'll be easier to mist and actually make sure it's completely soaked through, which is another benefit. And I think it looks good. I think this looks so much better. Like, I love how much more height I feel like I got, and like supporting it up, I feel like it looks so much better. All right, we're going small, I think. Now, with that being the case, I think I want this as our main one, just because it's so gorgeous and beautiful. And then I think I'm gonna just fill in the other ones as we go. I'm gonna be real. If it doesn't look good with the other ones, I might take some of them out. I think I want to put at least 1 or 2 more max. But we're gonna fill it out. I feel like my whole thought process is just extremely changed. So we're kind of slightly winging it. I think I want to start doing some soil on the bottom. Here's my big old bag of soil. I'm kind of nervous. I think I have enough. I think I have enough because I'm doing a couple other little additives and things, but I was worried for a second that this might not be enough. Let's start this here. I do want it to be center fold, and then we're just gonna add a little bit of soil around the base just to give it some support. I'm not like actually filling it in as much because I want to still make sure I can get the plant in with the roots and everything. Let's start putting this together. We have our main piece here, which we figured out what we liked and what we're gonna do with it. So I'm gonna have that go front center, and I know this is the front because I have the back of the moss pulsating that way. So I'm just gonna lay this on its side here. So I know I want that, and then I wanna see how these other ones are kind of looking. So then we have this piece. This is one of those ones where I want it to go more straight because it has potential. I see it. The aerial roots are really fun. Okay, so we see this one. I'm gonna lay this one back because I'm not too sure how I feel about it. And then we have this one, which this one's also another one that is just very spread out. It's very all over the place. I think I'm willing to cut off this bottom leaf. I think that might also help it out a lot and make it look a lot better. Because this is another one where it's almost straight upwards, or it has that ability to be. Here's where my head's at. We're gonna put this one in first, tie it, and then we're gonna just play with the other ones. Because I know this is the one I love the most, and I think it looks the best. And I wanna get that one in, and I want that one to be like the it girl. Like, she's the one, and she knows she's the one. So let's go ahead and get that going. Cause like, come on, yeah, like this is just perfect. The way it grew, like, yeah, no, I'm very much in love with this. Plus two, like even if I don't like how the other ones look, this one has enough roots to like sustain itself in this pot alone. Should have cut the string earlier, but that's okay. Let's go ahead, we're gonna stick this underneath here. I still want it like more pressed up against like this, so I might need to tie down somewhere else. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, this looks so cool. I'm so excited. I'm geeking over this right now. We still have a lot to do though. It's definitely standing up more. I think I'm gonna do one more tie down up on this top area. And then I think we will be cooking with fire. And then this is where I will start to decide if I'm gonna add anything else or kind of go from there. If I do these pieces, I don't really know what I'm gonna do with them. I might just put them up on Facebook Marketplace and have people come and get them because I don't want any more Monsteras. Plus, I don't have a lot of room. I really don't. Like I've gotten so many things, and like whenever I get stuff now, I feel like I do a good job of getting something that I actually have space for, or I think about it ahead of the time. Before it was just like, nah, if I see it and I like it and I could take it, I would go for it. I'm out of that era now. I cannot hang that way anymore. Oh, I'm so geeked about this right now. It looks so good. Like it's not even done and I'm just like, yes. Let's start seeing the other options here. This was another one that I really liked. It is very, very all over the place though. Ooh. Ooh, hang on. But let's go ahead. I'm just gonna have that fall over on me. This is what I'm talking about. It's not like the end of the world to do this on your own, but God, is it a pain. If I wasn't adding another piece, it probably wouldn't be too big of a deal, and I might be making this harder than I need to be, or than it needs to be, but I love making things more complicated than they need to be. I want to like, I want to bend this so bad and like straighten it. Do I like this? So I can definitely tie it to give it more of like that height. I kind of like that. Like I said, things are clashing into one another, so I just don't know how much I enjoy that part of it. But like if I got rid of this bottom leaf here and I just had that. All right, I'm gonna take this out just for a sec and let's check the other ones. We also have this. I don't know. This one's pretty, I think I'm leaning towards the other one. I think I kind of just want to go for that. And then there's like this little small one here that I might tuck in later. But I think that just fits the vibe better. I think I like this. It's not too in the way of anything. We still see growth. Yeah. I think this is the vibe. This is gonna be the hardest part. And now that I have it exactly where I want it, I don't wanna accidentally like drop it or let go of the spot, nor do I know if this string is gonna be long enough. There's this little baby one and I might throw it back in. Not the runt one where it like just only has like a little half leaf that's coming out, but like one that actually has like a little baby. So I am on the fence and thinking about maybe adding that one back in just to fill up the bottom a little bit more. I feel like I'm being overkill with the ties, but I really want this to just be set. I want this to be set and look good. Here's the little baby runt. What if I were to do it? Does that fill it up a little bit better? I feel like it kind of does. I feel like that looks kind of nice. This is one I know I can add in maybe later. So I am going to start filling in the soil, I think. And I think this might be close to being done, which is kind of crazy. I thought this was gonna be a lot worse and a lot more painful to deal with. I got up and I gave it a look because I wanted to make sure I liked it because I've been just staring at it from behind. And I really, really like it. I actually do think I'm going to add this small one in. I know it's kind of random, but I think if I were to add it and just place it somewhere over on this side, I think I'd like it a lot better. I love how it looks on the top, and I don't mind that it's more bearish on the bottom, but I think if I just add like this one cute little leaf here, I think it'll just look a little bit better. I think it'll add a little bit more to it. So I found out I can do this now. Yes, okay. I'm gonna just get a little bit of string here. I'm gonna tie that one on and then we're gonna go through and put in the soil mix. I'm trying to decide if I wanna maybe have it more like over here. Yeah, I think that makes more sense because then it's kind of in its own little area. It's not bumping into anything. For the soil, I'm trying to decide on how, I think I'm just gonna go for it to be quite honest. But I think I'm gonna do a little scoops for right now. It's tedious, but I don't have any other way to really do it. Once it's more supported and like standing up on its own, I can then kind of work with it. But until then, it's gonna be a minute. Yes, okay, cool. I always like mix my soil in a very kind of awkward way. Like it's not a big deal, but I'm always just like, I don't really have anything. So I'll use just like a random pot or I'll just find really random things. And I think I need to invest in like something where I can actually just hold all my soil in it. Do y'all use like those little, I feel like people use what are they? They're like for your dog, like the dog food and stuff. I feel like people use those all the time, but I don't know. I've also had people tell me that they get mold real easy and I've never had a mold issue. I used to use a Lowe's bucket and I would just keep it cracked. I actually forgot about that bucket. There's probably some stuff in there, but even then, I just barely ever used it. But I feel like if I had like a thing where I can like scoop it out and then have like a little bowl or something, I feel like that'd be nice. But I'm also probably overthinking it. I think I'm gonna have just enough soil. Just enough, thankfully. I was thinking about repotting a couple other things, like my Ficus elastica ruby needed a repot. And I finally have bigger pots for that. My philodendron painted lady is another one that needs a repot, and I also have a pot for that now, but I don't think I'm gonna have enough soil to do all that today, so I will be picking some up soon the next time I work. Ooh. Messy. Am I happy with that? I think I am. Oh my God, wait, this actually looks like I shouldn't be, hang on, I need to humble myself because I haven't even stood up and stared at it yet, and I'm over here like geeking. It still might not look as good as I think it does. I don't know, I guess in my head I was like, oh, this is gonna look so ugly, but no, I think I was wrong. I think it looks great. The last thing I'm doing right now is there's some of these strings that I have tied down right now that just aren't, they're not really as tight as I want them to be, and I want that to be fixed. So now that it's stable, it's in the pot, I don't have to hold anything, I can kind of put a little bit more pressure on some of the stuff. I think that's what I'm gonna go for right now, or at least attempt. We got ourselves a repotted and a lot cleaner looking Monstera deliciosa. I'm excited. This will be the front way for sure. I already know it. Oh wow, this actually is pretty convenient. I'm gonna mist down this pole. I know it's not a big deal, but since I haven't watered it yet, I might as well hit this first, and then, I don't know, maybe I'll actually start like doing stuff with it. Because this one's so much more manageable. That's why I don't mind the one that I have on my philodendron painted lady. It's around the same size as this. So like when I mist it, it actually gets mist, and I'm not like just wasting time or just having tons of excess water just like running down on the sides and not actually getting into the center area, which is kind of what irked me about the big one. This is gonna be the final look. I think I like it. I think I actually like it a lot more. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. Was I aiming for perfection? Absolutely not. But it gets the job done. It's something fresh, it feels taller, and it doesn't feel so in the way. And that's what I really wanted. I wanted it to not feel like it was in the way, because in that corner, it was in the way, like way, way, way in the way. So let's get this back in the basket. I'm gonna put it back in its spot, and then we're just gonna take a second to admire it together, because I wanna see how it looks, and I'm probably gonna adjust it and probably trim some of the leaves even off too, dependingly. Yeah, I think I'm cool with this. There's this back one back here. I'm gonna just cut it off. It was kind of runty anyways, so. I like it. It honestly looks very similar to what it did before, but it's so much more contained and it's more upwards. It's not hanging out everywhere. I guess when I'm saying that it reminds me of like what it was before is it's still nice and filled. It doesn't look leggy. It doesn't look awkward. It has growth in different spots. I'm trying to decide, and like I said, with time, the leaves are going to naturally kind of adjust and move. We have this leaf right here, which I know as time progresses, it's probably gonna start to turn back over this way, which will be perfect. And then hopefully this one will take more to the west facing window, this back one will take to the west, and then I have these couple that will hopefully go more towards the south. So I think we're cooking with fire. I think I'm pretty happy with it. I think it looks good. I think it has character. The moss pole isn't abrupt and just in the way. Like it almost looks like it's just the plant itself. I think I am very, very happy with it. I think it has everything that I want. And I now need to decide what I'm gonna do with the other, the other two big pieces. Or I guess it's only just one really technically. It's a beautiful cut. I think I am gonna pot it up. I don't know what pot, I don't really have one that's probably big enough for it, but I think I'm gonna pot it up and I might give it to my friend or something. That is going to be a wrap for today's video. I appreciate you hanging out and watching. Let me know what you think. I'm like in love with that Monstera right now. It's kind of crazy how a repot could really just change how you feel about like a plant or just the look of it. I think it looks so much better. It's taller, it's more compact. The aerial roots can be shown off. I think it looks better than I thought it was gonna look. And then I can't imagine in the next couple months as it adjusts and it moves and it does its thing, I think it's gonna be good. So I'm really happy. I'm really excited for it. It's brought a new sense of love and joy to that plant that I haven't had in a good amount of time. It gives me new leaves. It does good on its own. It's kind of one of those ones where I'm like, nice, but I'm excited to see this one grow a lot more now. If you enjoyed today's video, definitely don't forget to give me a thumbs up, hit the sub button if you haven't already, share it with any other plant friends that you have. It all helps me out tremendously. We're super close to 1,000 subs, which is like kind of psychotic because I've only been doing this for no more than 2 or so months, maybe 3 months now. And it's been such a positive experience. So much love to everyone. And yeah, other than that, I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their day or night, wherever they may be. And I will catch y'all in the next one. Later.